Hey everyone, Crypto Jamie here. It is Wednesday, the 5th of July. Yes, it's July. It is summer season. Get ready for some cringe. Which way's the beach? Gosh, how embarrassing. Anyway, let's get straight into the latest and greatest crypto news and see what is going on within the crypto markets. Now, at the time of me making this video, Bitcoin is currently sat at $30,769. That is down 0.49% in the last 24 hours. Ethereum is at $1,929, also down almost 1%. BNB is following a similar path to Ethereum, also down nearly 1% at $242. XRP is currently at 48 cents, up just at 0.21%. And finally, BGB token is at 49 cents, up 0.35%. It's nice to see it touching the 49 mark yet again. But let's have a look at our BRC20 tokens. It's not a good day for VMPX. It's currently down 35%. 35% decrease in the last 24 hours. Pretty incredible stuff. NALS is down 0.5%. Ordinals is down 6.14%. BIP1 is up 0.5%. But on the topic of these meme tokens, let's have a look at some of them. Now, Shiba is up 0.38%. Doge is up 0.73%. Pepe is down 0.74%. Floki is down almost 2.5%. And it's not looking pretty good for the rest of the meme tokens within the market. We've had a look at them, but how's that looking in the last 24 hours? In the last 7, is there any relativity between them? I mean, clearly you can see that Bitcoin and Ethereum are both down in the last 24 hours, but if you look at the weekly, Bitcoin is still up over 1.7%, and Ethereum is still up over 3.9%. So it's not all doom and gloom considering the charts that we have just spoken about. Well, let's break down Bitcoin a little bit more. Now, we were monitoring this range. Reminder, the bottom of the range was $29,550. Now, let's have a look at the top of the range, was $31,550. And as you can see yesterday, we knew that we'd get a test at the top of the range, but we predicted that we would see a slight retracement down, and that is exactly what we saw. What comes next, I don't think anybody truly knows, but what I will say is I think that 30,600 is a key number. If we break past it, you could see us testing that resistance level a little bit lower and maybe even testing the bottom of that land. If we don't, we could see us testing the top, so it's an exciting 24 hours for Bitcoin. Let's have a look at Ethereum. Now, Ethereum did test the top of the range, and it fully rejected it. Reminder, the top of that range was $1,955, and the bottom of the range is $1,730. So as you can see, we touched it, we tickled it, and then we fell back downward into our range. So it's going to be interesting. The key number here for me today is $1,930-ish, so around where we're at now. We'll probably be a bit generous with that and take it down to $1,928. If we can bounce back from that, it's going to be interesting to see if we can test that upper resistance. If not, we could be heading down from here. Let's have a look at Crypto Bubbles. Crypto Bubbles is a great resource, free of charge, not affiliated, not sponsored, nothing like that. I'm just a visual learner, and I find it tremendously useful when I am trading. So if you don't know, the red bubbles, they're down clearly, and the green are up. The bigger the bubble, the more the profit or loss. So as you can see in front of us, ZIL is up 8.7%. AVE is up 6.4. You can see BIT is down 4.8. STX is down 3.5. XEC is down 6.7% and HEX is down 3.5%. That's just a few selections just to bring it to your attention. Now let's have a look at some of the latest and greatest crypto news. Now the Hong Kong dollar stablecoin is to compete with USDT and USDC. Now this is a proposed report saying that Hong Kong is wasting no time since opening its doors to the crypto industry last month by initiating this proposal of the creation of the Hong Kong stablecoin with its sole purpose to compete with the US denominated versions. This is extremely exciting. It's great to see the Asian region really thriving around crypto and really taking proactive steps to adopt the technology of which we all love, the blockchain technology. It's going to be interesting. Is this going to keep knocking on the Chinese door? Fingers crossed it does. On the topic of Asia and positive stories, now we're going to have a bit of a U-turn on that. Now Singapore has told crypto operators it's time to grow up. And I've got to say, that is possibly one of my favourite sayings in the world. There's no better feeling than turning around somebody and going, grow up. And that's basically what the Singapore crypto operators have been told. It's a very funny story, and I think there's a lot of seriousness around this story. To act a little bit more professional, I do believe that the crypto space needs to sharpen up, majority of the time, and realize this is the financial industry, this is the business world, so act like it. Like some of this meme culture, some of this Twitter culture that we see with Elon and Mark Zuckerberg. How many world leaders, how many bank leaders do you see acting the same way? You don't see many. So I do think that there's some seriousness around this, especially for some of the skeptics around what we truly believe in. So let's monitor this story closely. Thought it was a funny one to share with you. The next story, now you're going to remember this article, we spoke about the FCA and their brand new regulations and guidelines coming into effect at the end of October. Now the FCA this week have come out and reminded crypto firms that they must comply to their marketing guidelines, and the deadline is coming in October. The fact they're issuing warnings suggests that they're aware of organizations or operations potentially currently breaking the rules. So we're going to we're going to place close attention to this and see what happens around the month of October. Is there going to be some tellings off? Maybe even getting told to grow up? Let's pay attention to that later on in the year. Now, Belarus has moved to outlaw cryptocurrency. Now, this is a bid for control. Now, I speak about this an awful lot. Why do organizations and governments around the world not like crypto and want traditional financial sense? Because ultimately they have control of the assets. They have control of everything. When it goes into crypto, it goes into cryptocurrency assets. They simply lose control. And that is some of the reasons as to why I personally do love the space. So this is a forward step for that country with somebody with traditional sense of mind. Just block it. Just get rid of it. We want full control. We want to tell people how they should and shouldn't spend their money, and how we should be able to, enforce that is totally up to them. So they've bid to take full control and outlaw crypto direct. Now, this is just, we often get these stories from various countries around the world, but it's my job to show you and tell you who's making these ridiculous decisions at the time. Now, yesterday we had a lot of negative stories around NFTs, so I wanted to bring you a little bit more of a positive one. Well, can you say positive? It shows you the top 10 NFT collections via trading volume. First one is Bored Ape Yacht Club. Now, it's had a tremendous volume, actually, in the last week, and especially the last 24 hours. Azuki is also performing well. Mutant Ape Yacht Club, despite the prices going down, they are still getting volume, so there's still people interested in buying them. I did find it extremely interesting. I mean, listen, in the last 24 hours, Bored Ape Yacht Club alone has a volume of 2,885 Ethereum, which is absolutely huge. So, let's see what happens in the coming weeks. Are NFTs over? I don't actually believe so, because there's still a supply for them, but let's see. Now, this is interesting. More and more knockoffs of meme coins are popping up, and they are flying and also crashing. Now, I want you to pay attention to the crashing part. Now, we've seen the likes of Pepe 2 surge over 1,000%, which creates a lot of FOMO, people jumping onto it thinking, you know what, this could be the next Pepe. Pepe is not happening again in the near future, so settle down. Not financial advice. Of course, I have to add that in. But what I will say is people get too excited and too carried away, and they forget as soon as it goes up, it's going to come down so hard, if not harder than the way it increases, because people will take profits. It makes me so concerned. Remember to invest in utility. If these projects are simply just copycats of built on nothing, they're ultimately going to end in nothing, in my opinion. The next story is something that I found extremely, extremely interesting. And I'm going to start on the page after it, and I'm going to show you this in front of you right now. So if you go all the way to July in 2020, you will see that if you wanted to go and swap £1 English to one Turkish Lira, to get Turkish Lira, £1 would be around 8.5 Lira. Now, if you look at today's prices, £1 English is 33.1 Lira, which is absolutely ludicrous. And it's absolutely disgusting. In the space of 3 years, you have lost the value of your money over 3 times if you are a Turkish person. Let me put this into perspective. If I was a retired English person and went to Turkey with my retirement money, put £100,000 in the bank and converted it into Turkish Lira, this time 3 years ago, it would be worth less than £33,000 right now, simply by just holding it in the bank if I wanted to move back to England. This is insane, and I don't know why more and more people aren't talking about this. But one of the reasons I'm so proud to be partnered with BitGet is the following. Now, BitGet has entered Turkey very hard. Now, BitGet TR has launched a crypto derivatives and fiat gateway for US dollar, euro, and of course the Turkish Lira. Now, it will serve as a connecting traditional financial systems and digital assets, enabling transactions between fiat currencies and cryptocurrencies. Now, why is this big? It's big because in Turkey, we are seeing more and more people trading cryptocurrency. And why not? Frankly, it's a lot less volatile than their native currency for many people, unless, of course, you're buying Shiba 15.0. But anyway, that's not the point. There's a real serious point around this. People have now got the ability to take their money from the bank, put it into crypto, and what many would deem that enjoy and love the space a less risky way than their actual native currency. Now, for me, I don't know an awful lot of great detail around what is going on in Turkey. I am just paying attention to the numbers. These numbers are frankly very scary, and tomorrow I think I'm going to go into this a lot more detail, and frankly, I feel so sorry for the Turkish people. This is an insane story. I think that it is going to repeat in several countries around the world, and we need to pay attention to exactly what is happening. Now, if you did enjoy today's video, be sure to hit that like button, drop me a comment, and please do subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow. But before you go, one last thing. Let's go.